He ventures out to where the cars from the crash are being kept, and here he remembers what really happened on that night. Bending steel with his bare hands, the first person he saves is Audrey, and he realizes he would give it all up for her. That night, David goes out once more to the train station, again bringing the idea of trains being a significant part of his journey. Amongst the crowd, he sees people's darkest sins, and I love the way that M. Night brings focus to colours in this moment. They really stand out against the drab environment, and they pop like the colours on a comic book page. Lastly, he encounters the man in the orange jumpsuit, which is also pulled across to the t-shirt that he has on in the vision scene. David follows him through the rain with it beating down on him, however the overall stops him from getting wet. I love the way that the scenes in the house are filmed with there being no music at all, and instead we watch as he makes his way through it slowly and silently. It's so atmospheric, and it really grounds these moments in realism. Now, several things happen in doorways, with us getting David entering the bedroom before he then goes to the cupboard. After freeing them, we get a moment where he goes to the parents' room, and this is shot beautifully with the doorway and natural environments of the curtain, creating their own panels showing him and the kid's mother. It's really next level cinematography, and it adds so much to this scene. David is then pushed over the edge, and he lands on the pool cover. We see just how devastating water can be from him, and this is one of the most agonizing drowning scenes I think I've ever seen in a film. Watching him wrap up in the cover and knowing how helpless he is will have you holding your breath, but he's saved by the two kids. This allows them to be heroes as well, and it shows just how inspirational that David has become. In the end, he kills the murderer, and I think this is such a raw and visceral death scene. There's no over-the-top fight, no insane choreography and magical powers. It's just a guy holding on and refusing to let go. His hold is unbreakable, and no matter how many times he's thrown against the wall or elbowed in the stomach, he just holds on. But the orange juice against the green shirt could be M. Night linking back to the colours from the night before. Anyway, this article is written by Nicola Marcella, who is a production team member that worked on the film. In the comic shop, he watches David meets Elijah's mother, and she talks about how the villain's eyes are larger and they give a skewed perspective of the world. I don't know if Samuel L. Jakson made his eyes wider and bigger in the movie, but I know people who think that he did, so that it would tie into this line. However, it's important to bear in mind that the one eye shot we get in the film is of Elijah's, and this is skewed due to the angle it gets filmed at. Finally, David goes in the back room with him, and Elijah presents his hand, fully aware of the truth it's going to reveal. We see a number of his attacks, and on his computers, several schematics. This includes an outline for the Brooklyn Bridge, and I did wonder if this was a little nod to the pair's team up in Die Hard with a Vengeance, which took place in New York. Now, as we zoom in, we see plans for the football stadium, showing that even if the train hadn't have happened, that they likely would have crossed paths down the line because it was their fate. On the wall are newspaper clippings, including how a baby survived a mudslide in Mexico, and as we learn in Glass, there are more people like David in the world. Next to this, we see several books on microbiology and chemistry, and it's clear that Elijah has been completely obsessed with this. We cut to another collection of newspaper articles, and even see one for a killer virus set loose in an airport, which, the less said about that, the better. Now, there's one that lists a man being pulled away from some wreckage, a youth being the sole survivor of a plane crash, and a toddler being found in a boat that rammed into a pier. In hindsight, these helped to build the universe out, and it's reports like this that Elijah has hung on to. He said he wanted to hear the words that there was one sole survivor without a scratch on them, and these words finally brought David out. Elijah has now found his purpose, and for the first time in the film he smiles, finally having found the happiness he was searching for. That ends the movie,